Hi everybody, welcome. This is Rob Provencher here from the Wizard of Light Academy. Hey, look, after shooting and marketing a professional photography studio for 30 plus years, I think I got it all figured out insofar as what it takes to succeed. And I've created this visual system to help you understand and to put yourself in the proper placement so you know where you are and where you need to go in order to get to the place you want to be in your photography business. Let me explain. Okay, I'm going to draw out this little diagram that I sort of created. Okay, so there's two sides to the story. On the one side, you got to remember, we're after balance here. This is the whole goal. Think of an airplane with two wings and a fuselage, and it's flying in perfect balance with the wind and it's adjusting. Think of that. That's the balance, that's the scenario that we're after. So on the one side, we're after the technical side. And, you know, you might consider this to be the artistic side. Okay, the creation of your work. Where is your work at? On the other side, we've got marketing. All right, so marketing's like market position, position in your community, right? It's money, right? It's your ability to sell. All right, so on the bottom level here of the two areas, you've got level 1 and level 1. We all got to start there. That's where everybody starts, and there's no shame in that. So if you're photography, if you're not there yet, that's okay. Now you know where you're at. Okay? Likewise, if you're a professional who's been at it a long time, and I've seen this, where the style that they're shooting in is pretty technically perfect, but nobody wants to buy it. All right? You're still at level 1. So what you got to do is you got to get over it and move on and be a realist. Look at the hard, cold truth. Okay? So you got two sides. In the middle, that's not a very big happy face. There's you, right? Nice big happy face, having a great hair day, hands out, happy, prosperous, creative, all those wonderful things. That's the goal. No, I never said I was an artist. And you want to achieve that radiance by going after a balance of the business and the photography. In our business, it's all about creating good photographs and having a balance between the two. Okay? So, let's say, for example, you start to get good at marketing. You become savvy. You become well-versed. Maybe you're really good at selling. I know a lot of photographers have an issue with selling, but just let's say, for example, you happen to be, for some reason or other, really good at it. It comes to you naturally. Okay? What's wrong with this picture? Well, the thing is, we haven't got a balance. So if you're here, you immediately know you got to go over here. Level 2 on both sides. Okay? Because you want to have a balance. When you're at level 2, you're starting to get competence. It's starting to work for you. You're starting to make sales. You're starting to be able to create products consistently that people want. When you're down at this level here, you're inconsistent. You're still kind of crappy. You're learning. You're like a student. You're struggling, you're fumbling, you're falling. Here's what you really, really don't want to see happen. All right? If you get really good at marketing at the mastery level, well, let's say you're down here, and your technical artistic side's down at 1, it's pretty crappy. What you're doing is you're increasing the speed and the depth with which the marketplace finds out how crappy you are. Not a good place to be, is it? So you don't want to go there. This is a terrible, terrible place to be. A terrible imbalance. Okay, so the goal here is to knock that down, immediately start focusing on this, to create a balance, and then to bring them both up to level 3, the level of mastery. But before I get to that, let me explain one more point. Let's say the technical art side is at a 3, very high mastery, very high skill level. You're able to produce technically perfect images. and your marketing sucks. How do you know that there's an imbalance? The first thing that you can tell is there's no money in the bank, okay? Now, I don't have a problem with this. I know a lot of photographers, they just like to shoot for fun, and that's cool. I have no problem with that. A lot of people like to shoot pictures of, you know, lakes and trees and sunsets and flowers and some abandoned buildings and stuff like that. And that's all really cool. That's even cool if you're in business, still working and making money, and if you like playing. That's just all about playing. There's nothing wrong with that. I admire that. I think it's one of the coolest things about photography. But I'm in business, and I'm talking about being in business here. Okay? So if you've got this kind of an imbalance, your work's really good, your marketing sucks. You know where you got to go, right? You know where you got to go. You got to get your focus on here and get it focused down here and bring that up to a 2. Bring it up to a 3. This is the goal. Once you get that happening, you've got a really, really wonderful thing happening. I can honestly say this is where I'm at in my life. And I'm not saying that to brag or boast. That's not my goal here. My goal is to illustrate a point, and that is that I've been there and I'm still there. And my other aspect to that point is that you never want to take that for granted, because photography is like a unicycle. At any point in time, this could change. Things could change. You know, the kind of market we're in, the industry we're in, photography is very fluid, very dynamic. So you've always got to stay on the ball going towards this level of mastery. It's not something you achieve and then you just forget. You've got to work at it. To me, I like that. It's exciting. It's fun. It's what makes this business so wonderful. It's so unique in many, many ways. So that's the goal you're after, that nice flow and balance, that dynamic balance, so that you have a radiant, prosperous, creative self. It's all about achieving it for yourself. That's you in the middle. I know I'm not a very good artist, but you get the point, right? So there you go. Put yourself where you need to be a realist, accept it, and then you'll be able to move on from there. It's good to have direction. All right, thank you.